inverse variation, let's look at the following example. If x varies inversely as y, or x is inversely proportional to y, let's see how we can quantify this mathematically. So we have x varies inversely as y. So what do we mean here? If x is increasing, y is decreasing. If y is decreasing, if x is decreasing, y is increasing. That is how we represent inverse variation equations. Good. So as usual, we introduce our constant of proportionality. That's what we're going to get, right? So by way of presentation, we can have this. So we can label this equation whatever, whatever. So it's the same approach, just that the equations will vary. Good. Now, second example. If x varies inversely, as the square root of y. Okay, let's say this. X varies inversely as the square root of y. Please be careful. They didn't tell us square of y, square root of y. So that is it. I introduce my constant proportionality. And by way of presentation, I can have this. So I label this equation as usual. Okay, so that is inverse variation. And that was direct variation in the other video that you watched. Okay, now let's look at some questions on inverse variation. Let's go. Okay, so let's look at this. Given that p varies inversely as the square of k, and p equals 4, when k equals 2, so as usual, they will always give you the first situation which will help you to get to k. And the next one will be when the other variable is hidden, then you have to determine it. It's still one way. The calculations do not change, they're the same, just that the equations here change. That's all, it's the same pattern that we're going to follow. So we have started precedence already. Now let's go. Given that p varies inversely as the square of k, p varies inversely, don't forget that, as the square of k. Please, not square root, but square of k. So I introduce my constant of proportionality here, and I label the equation as usual. Now our first condition here, when p is 4, k is 2. Good. So even if you have seen direct variation before, you have never seen inverse variation before. What you just need to know is just how to write the equation, and you can follow the same precedence to get an answer. So that is what we are seeing here. Okay, so when p is 4, k is 2. Good. Now from start, what do we see here? Let's start. So p is 4. That is 4. That is equal to, that is a k, and k 2 square. So you have 4 equals k over 4. Now you can cross multiply. So when you have equal to between fractions, you can cross multiply. We don't do LCM here. When we do LCM, that is when you have plus or minus here. Good. So that is, the k comes this way, as you can see, and the 4 goes with the 4. That is what we call cross multiplication. So k is what? 16. Good. So we can go on to the next two. Okay, so let's go. So when p equals 4, q equals 2, we have done that already. We have k to be what? 16. Now find q when p is 1 over 4. So again, when p is 1 over 4, q we don't know. So we go to star once again. Now what is star telling us? So we have p as 1 over 4. Now k as 16, and k is still k, we don't know. When you have equal to sign between two fractions, don't forget cross multiply. That is very easy to deal with. So that is 1 times k squared, as you can see, equals 4 by 16. Now that is k squared, or 1 k squared, it's the same thing. Nothing changes, right? So now what is 4 times 16? Right? You get 64. Good. Now, you remember this pattern? It forms a root on 64. That's the square root. You point this, you get what? 8, plus or minus 8. So that is the answer. Good. So we have the answer for what? K equals what? 8. Now let's look at the next question. Okay, there is our next question. It reads, P varies inversely as K. The table shows the values of K for some selected values of P. Good. Now you have the P values you see there, and K. I think there are some gaps here. Good. Find the relation between P and Q. This relation happens to be the equation. Find the value of the constant of proportionality. That is K. Copy and complete the table, right? Where copy and complete the table does not mean you can copy your friend, right? No. Copy and complete the table yourself. I think I should have qualified this. Okay, now let's go. So, what do we do here? You see, in the other questions that we are doing, they normally give you a P and a Q, and you use it to determine your K. Then, in the next situation, you have to find one when you have the K. But now, they have not given us any P and Q. We have P's, we have Q's. So, which one do you go for? Okay. One may rationalize. I want to pick this. Okay. Okay. So, when P is 8, you don't know Q. How can you determine your K here? When P is 9, you don't know Q. How can you determine your K with these parameters? No. Then why don't you select a P and a Q, which is available for you, readily available for you? Okay, so I think this will do. This can also work. So any of them will help us. So let's go for the easy ones. Maybe you can say when P is 6, Q is what? 24. Good. When P is 6, Q is 24. So before we do this, we have to write our relation first. Right? Okay. So can I write a relation? P varies inversely as Q. Good. So that is what we are going to get. Good. So we have the relation first. So before you use this, you have to get a relation first. Okay. So I can rewrite them again. When P is 6, Q is 24. That is what I'm going to use. Now, if you use when P is 12, Q is 12, you're also going to arrive at the same answer. Good. Now, P is 6, K I don't know, Q 24. As usual, cross multiply. So K is what? 6 by 24. 6 by 24. K, which will give you 144. Good. So I'm going to get K to be 144. So now, find the relation between P and Q. This is your relation. Find the value of the constant of proportionality. This is your constant of proportionality. The third one is copy and what? Complete. Before you complete this, you have to find them. So, please come here with me. When P is 8, Q is unknown. Where did I get this from? Watch here. You see, when this P is 8, Q is unknown. Good. So from star, I'm trying to find Q there. So from star, last star, the equation, P equals K over what? Q. The K is known. So P is 8. K is known to be 144 and the Q. Cross multiply 8K equals what? 144. Good. Now we have 8K over 8. 144 over what? 8. Now what is K? When you divide 144 over 8, what do you get? 18. Okay. You've done well. So you get 18. Good. So it means when you come to this side of the table, copy and complete, I think you really have to draw it. The answer here is 18. We have it. Now how do we fill this gap too? Then I have to say when P is 9, Q is unknown. To the same formula, then I'll get it again. So let's go. When P is 9, Q is question mark. We don't know it. From the same star. Let's look at it. Star, question star. This is question star. And the K is known to be what? 144. Good. So P 9. Let's go. 9 equals K 144 all over what? K. Cross multiply. we have 9 kil equals 1